Alright, welcome back to Wasp Gaming. We left off right after Gongaga. We will be attempting to grab Yuffie, hopefully through the forest. We're gonna try a couple of times here. See if we can get Yuffie. No. Oh, right. Well, of course, we're gonna start with stone stairs, because that's how my luck has been going on this game for the last 24 parts, 25 parts, 24 parts. Yeah, 24 parts. So let's figure out if we can grind a bit, as well as hopefully finding the famous escaping ninja. I'm ready for the dialogue. So, well, maybe. Yep, there we go. Alright, now all we gotta do is actually win. Yuffie's not that hard to beat, quite honestly. She does do some pretty decent damage, but not enough to really worry you. I don't know if she's got anything to steal. Anything to steal? No. Alright, we're just gonna big shot her. Said Yuffie's really not hard. She should be actually dead. Yep, there we go. Alright. When you get to this part, whatever you do, do not save. She will steal your items, and you will have to find her again. You pretty much kind of have to kind of like ignore her. Wait a second. I done screwed up. Wow. I can't believe I screwed that up. I'm gonna have to sit here. Grind. I won't grind you guys to death, though. You know what I think about Final Fantasy VII? It's not really a grind, because it's not like tedious, but I mean, it does get a little bit boring, and I get it. You know? But I will say it's not like, oh my goodness, here we go again, another battle. It's more like, I don't know, it's more like training, kind of like experiencing things, because you get limit breaks based off of the amount of kills. Take that as you will. I don't mind fighting as much as I do in other RPGs, and knowing that I'm doing it for a cause, I don't consider that grinding, you know what I mean? I'll kind of get some money anyways. Cosmo Canyon has some pretty decent loot. I did not mean to hit all three at the same time. I actually got lucky in there. Of course. Good thing is, this one's pretty much almost dead. We'll try about 2 or 3 more times. If not, we'll go ahead and reach Cosmo. Shall I check the time before I run my mouth? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. The only reason I want Yuffie is it does make certain parts slightly easier. And to be frank, you do need her for one of the better side quests. It unlocks quite a bit of materia, weapons, a nice little side bar conversation with the Turks. And a little bit more backstory, which you did to a whole different country. So, you know, again, it is what it is. On the aspect, it's up to you if you want her or not. Like I said, how you want her, because the side quest is pretty fun to do. There's something to do. There's a little bit extra challenge. Unlocks one of the summons. Which, if you are attempting to get the master summon, you kind of need, because you need to master all the summons way later on when you get the huge materia. So, it's a win-win situation. Or at least I'm not fighting frogs. It would turn me into sleeping frogs. So, let's just see how this goes. You know, this reminds me of this portion. You know, trying to unlock the optional characters. Like, would she consider? Yeah, she's optional. Optional characters. Kind of reminds me of like being in the military, having to get the extra quals and everything just to look better, be more competitive. It's kind of like a mission like that. You know, you spend extra time, sidebars, only to unlock the potential of something cool, something neat. And Cloud has no MP. That's gonna be a problem if I don't get Yuffie. So, go beneath her. Oh, I do have tits. Okay. We'll save that for the bigger grinds. Hopefully in about 2 more battles I can get her again. Hopefully I don't mess up the script. You guys should comment when you guys get Yuffie. I know that some of us spend god-awful amount of time the first few times. Well, once we figured out how to get her at the beginning, or figured out. I remember blown away for hundreds of battles. There's a quicker way. You enter battle, you can run away. I use it to, again, grind and get the kills that I need for the next limit breaks. Let's see if we can get lucky here 1 or 2 more times. Let's check timing just for the... Yeah, 2 more times. If not... No, we'll call it lost and we'll try again. Where can we try again? Rocket Town. Maybe you can do it on Rocket Town. So, which is essentially after Vincent, which won't be too bad. With Cloud at 800 HP, we should be decently matched for loss number. Alright. Let's hopefully not screw this part up. What am I doing? Just gonna attack. Hopefully we can do this kind of quickly. I really don't feel like spending too much time on those. Oh, she's dead. Alright. Let's see if my dumb self can cure 2. So do not save, do not open the menu. Not interested, just gonna show off. You know, it's kind of like a little kid. Not gonna lie. Petrified, make her feel better. Please pick my kids. I'm a little kid. I'm leaving. Okay. Wait a second. That's right. That's right. If you do say the name, she will steal from you. And once she does that, she doesn't steal from you. Once the game forces it to tell you. Alright, we got Yuffie. Thank goodness. Now we can head ourselves out of here. Into Cosmo Canyon. Quite honestly, I don't know what timing it is. Alright, we got plenty of time. Oh boy, not these guys. The little penguin things. These things hit hard if you let them. Yep, never mind. There it is. Tifa might. Cloud hit him hard now. Tifa hit him hard. Thank you. Rage bomb. Ooh, Tifa's dead. Oh my goodness. That was close. Some decent money. Oh, why I did that. Potion. Mine source. Field. I don't know why I'm doing that. I completely lose my brain because Cosmo Canyon is right here. And boop, boop, boop. Explode. It's a busted. Save because I don't want to do the Yuffie thing again. Save. Alright, let's go. Cosmo Canyon has like one of the best musics in the entire game, by the way. I love the music. It's very catchy, very eccentric. No. Yeah. What's coming now? Alright. I will put Yuffie in a little bit. I don't really need her right now as it may. Nanaki is Nanaki. Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna explore right now, actually. Yeah, Red. So we learned the whole story about Red. The grandpa. Yeah. Now let's, I completely forgot where to go for the thing. I think it's that house on the top. Other side back here. Anyways, Cosmo Canyon is pretty cool. Like I said, music, very calming. Well, I want to say calming, but very entrancing. I think this is the end. Oh. Yeah. Welcome to the Shinra. Oh, I don't want to go. I truly thank you, but no. Let's see if I can remember. I know they have like HP. Greatest material in the game, by the way. Shortcut to getting 9,999. Awesome. Okay. I feel rusty with this game. I probably should have played this a couple more times before this, but hey, you know what? It's part of the fun, I guess. So, let's go in here. I know the weapon shops are here. Yeah. Which... Definitely want to buy the Vulcan. Buy that. We are going to have to take him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take 4. I'm broke. Right. You telling me I had frog protection all this whole time? Are you kidding me? Ain't got no sense. How went that low? I'll figure it out a little bit. Anyways. I feel like... Strawberry. Get this whole, like... big macho dream. Speed Barrett. I know we gotta go up here. Just hoping we get to the cave, but that'll be a very long portion. I don't think we're ready for that tonight. Mainly because I don't want to rush through it. So we will do the, let's see, where are we at? Yeah, we will do the story of Red. Still a child. So, that's where we get the spoiled child backstory. Or doesn't understand exactly what happened in the world because, again, like he said, he's still a child. Story's pretty neat. It does give us an appreciation for Red, and it gives us a nice little quest just to get some items, get some experience, kill some time before heading on. And we get to understand one of our team members, of course. Not many characters on this game have the fulfilling backstory. Bugenhagen. Please go one of them. Only 3 people. Good. Just down here. You can either find the person, or you can just find the quickest person. There's one literally right here. And then you can take whoever you want. Talk to the man. We get to see some pretty cool story, pretty good understanding of the planet, solar system. Not like a deep methyl philosophical explanation of the world, of course. Pretty interesting when I was a child. I remember watching this as a child the first time. Like, pretty interesting when I was a child. Still fond memories of this. It's just like one of my favorite scenes. Just because it explains a lot, and it kind of explains why Shinra is doing bad things. It kind of breaks it down to a rudimentary level on the consequences of why Avalanche is fighting, essentially. The ancients know about this all too well. This is why the ancients can talk and do thingies. You know, the little magical thingies. While everybody else just kind of sits back there and twiddles their thumb, I guess. This is where we learn more about Earth and kind of the circle of life by Final Fantasy standards. Kind of like, this is like the part of the game that like reveals the soul of the game, right? It's peaceful places in the entire game, but it's full of knowledge, full of research, full of foreshadowing, essentially. So I always thought it was pretty neat. And then kind of explain, like I said, the circle of life on how everything works. And what happens if we break the cycle, break the balance, right? If we mess with nature too much in the cycle of the world and spiritual world and everything else, we see a dying rock. Lifeless dying rock. Again, pretty neat for when I was a kid. I have no idea why that glitched. But, you know, kind of glad that it actually worked out because that would have been really bad. Yep, and this reactor suck up aspirinage and diminish it. Press reactors, press into micro energy, and all different things are being used and thrown away. We take that away. And the Earth levels, which is kind of why Avalanche does what Avalanche does. And then why Cloud does what Cloud does. So, there you have it. Listen to the words of the elders. Which, it's down by the bonfire. I don't know that I want to over the bonfire right now. I think we're going to leave that for tomorrow. I'm a little pretty tired from working a double shift today. So, actually, you want to look into Alright, stay long hours and more details outside the Turtle Paradise. Alright, and with that, that is the beginning of Cosmo Canyon and the beginning of Red 13's backstory. We will cover that more. We will also be covering full-on Red 13's past and what happened, and we will cover Avalanche and the mission of Avalanche. Just to recap, Part 25, Yuffie, Successful Hunt, and our arrival at Cosmo Canyon. I hope to see you guys next time. Drop a comment, which part of the Cosmo Canyon you love the most, and what you look forward to every time you play. Alright, and with that, thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and comment. See you guys next time.